Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Rosaline, but you can call me Rosie or Rose. And I will be talking about my journey of being 20, pregnant, and in school. So to start things off, little disclaimer, me and my ex are not together. So he's been non-existent since after our baby's first ultrasound. So I won't really talk about him as much, or I won't talk about him at all. So yeah, to get things started, I found out I was pregnant in June, I think on June 23rd of 2019, and I told my ex, and then after that I had my first appointment for my my confirmation at my OB's in July, and I'd say I was about 10 or 11 weeks at that time. And before I'd gone to that appointment, my aunt and my cousin had already kind of knew that I was pregnant, and I didn't know because I didn't have any symptoms. I wasn't craving any foods. I wasn't nauseous. I still had lots of energy, so I didn't have any symptoms present at the time. And so one day my aunt comes to me and she talks to me and she's like, "I need to talk to you." And I said, "Okay." So we went for a walk around the neighborhood and she's like, "Do you have something to tell me?" And I'm just like, and this is like after June, so this is like early on July, and so I'd already found out I was pregnant. And so I was telling her, yeah, so I'm expecting, and I was so scared to tell her, but she was pretty open. And then she was like talking to me about it, asking me what I wanted to do, and my cousin was there also, and I told them I wanted to keep the baby and that I would be going to my OB appointment soon. She was like, "Okay." And she was like, "Does your mom know?" And then I was like, "No, I'm scared to tell her." And she just was reassuring me that everything would be okay, and she was like telling me that she's there for me whenever I needed her, and my cousin also. So she was also kind of scared that I would get rid of the baby because, you know, I am 20 and in school, so she was scared that I would consider that, because she wanted me to keep the baby and I wanted to keep the baby too. But yeah, so I didn't get a chance to tell my mom because by the time I had my doctor's appointment, my aunt like broke her silence that day. So me and my ex actually went to the appointment together, and our appointment was like early in the morning. So later that afternoon, me and my ex had went out to eat, and so we're just taking everything in, and all of a sudden my mom calls me, and I was like, "Oh my god." And I told her I was at work and I was on the way home, but I usually get home at 7 from work. And she's like, "You need to get home now, we need to talk, blah blah blah." And I was like, "Oh crap." And then me and my ex just looked at each other and we were so freaked out. And so we went home, and I found out that my mom had found out about the news because my aunt told her. And so because we didn't want the whole family to know yet, and we just wanted, or my mom just wanted to have a one-on-one talk with me and my ex. And this was also with my aunt and my cousin who had already knew. And so we went to the park that was close by our house and we talked about it. And overall my mom was really supportive and understanding, and I was so surprised. But from that point in time, I was so thankful that she was understanding. She told me to keep the baby because the baby is a blessing, and I was like, "Yes, I'll keep the baby." And from that point in time, she always reassured us and told us that everything would be okay. And my mom was like, "Yeah, you guys can go to school and I'll be here for y'all." And yeah, so life went on. Me and my ex didn't work out, so that's that. And I don't have anything against him, just wish him the best. I'm not really the kind of person to hold grudges. So yeah, and so I had my appointments. My mom and my grandma actually went to my appointments with me, which was great. On the day that I had my gender reveal, which was about, I'd say, 20 weeks, I brought my mom and my grandma, And my grandma has 14 kids and never has had an ultrasound before, so it was so cool to have her there. And like they did the whole anatomy scan where they went over like all of baby's like anatomy, so his like brain and his liver and lungs, and counted everything, and it was so cool. And she's like, oh my god, your baby is like constantly opening his mouth, because my son constantly was what is it, was drinking the placenta or the fluid, amniotic fluid. So yeah, it was so cute, and I was so excited with my grandma to see that. And then it was funny because I really wanted a boy so bad, but because like in my family we have a lot of girls, so my grandma had like 10 girls and 4 boys. So I was, you know, and mostly everyone in like our family has a girl first. So I was like, oh my god, can I have a boy first? I really want to be like I want to have a son first and then have a daughter or anything or something like that, you know. And then when the reveal happened, and I saw the 2 balls, and I was like, oh my god, I'm having a boy. And you know, the person who was doing the scanning was also confirmed that I was having a baby boy. So I was so excited. So then, you know, as my pregnancy went on, you know, I was still going to school. Nobody really commented on my pregnancy because I had a small belly, and so from, I'd say, August to December, it wasn't until like November and early December was when I started to have my belly. So no one really knew, and some of my friends actually thought that I was just gaining weight because I just had like a little flab, but that was it. And so I told some of them, and they were all excited. And then come December time, that was at the end of the semester, and you know, I took my finals and everything, and then I planned everything to be then, and for my baby shower to be the week after, because I wanted to have it when I was like 7 months, and when all my friends would be back in town, because I would come back home and all my friends could come and celebrate with me. So I had it on December the 15th, and it was a great time. And after that, so I came back home, so I took this spring semester off, and just so I could bond with my son. I didn't want to miss out on the special moments or the firsts, you know, and especially with him only having one parent too, I wanted to have that bond with him and establish that connection with him. And so yeah, and so when I was back from school, I just worked up to my pregnancy, or I tried to. So everything, my whole pregnancy was smooth, and let's see, I would say it wasn't until 35 weeks was when my pregnancy got really tough, because what was it, my son tried to come out. I'd say he's trying to come out early, but then it could also be because I was heavily dehydrated. Like, I don't drink a lot of water. I probably drink like 1 or 2 bottles. You know, the recommended amounts, excuse me, is like 8 glasses a day. And then I'd always have like a Coke, like 1 Coke each day, and it was so bad. So my uterus was like severely dehydrated, so contractions were starting, and so I was in the hospital for like 6 hours from 3 to 9. And then towards the end, they gave me terbutaline, which stops contractions. And so my contractions stopped, but I was like a centimeter dilated. And what was it? I just had very bad back pain, like sciatica. It hurt so bad. Like, so I went from a very smooth pregnancy up to the 35 weeks, and then I just had severe back pain, like for 2 weeks, and it hurt so bad. I was just drinking Tylenol when needed. And then after those 2 weeks were done, thank God, because that was the worst pain ever, my hands started getting swollen, my feet started getting swollen also, and that was pretty much my only like thing that was bothering me during that time, besides my big belly. I was gaining weight, so I was like 130, and at this point I was like 152 pounds, and then comes 37 weeks I was like 157. So thank God by that time my sciatica was gone, and I was just having the swelling, and then came my son's weight and my weight, and I was okay to work. And then starting like early on in my the 39th week, I think I had cholestasis, I think that's what it's called. And I was like itching so badly around my like my palms and the bottom of my feet and like around my body. Like I would even have like scratch marks on my arms and then like inner thighs, and it was so bad. And my mom would like really try to relieve the pain. She would like get hot water and let me soak my feet in super hot water. She'd massage me in my hands. She'd apply lotion for me also. So that was like a big struggle. And then later on, I didn't realize it was a big deal, and so I told my obstetrician about it, and she's like, oh, so I had already had an induction date beforehand, just in case my son wasn't going to come on time, so they wanted to make sure that I could be fitted in the schedule. But she ended up moving my induction time to the Monday. I think it was March 2nd, I think, in the morning, so because of the cholestasis. But then during that appointment, which was at the end of the 39 weeks, I asked her for a membrane sweep, and she did do it, which is like when she takes her fingers and she just swipes, like, I think underneath the cervix. And this is just to help boost labor, or induce labor in a way. And so at first I thought it was gonna be something like super painful, but it ended up being like it didn't really affect me. I didn't feel anything, and because I was already a little dilated from before, so I didn't feel anything. And so I was like, okay, this is weird, because she told me like I would spot a little bit after that appointment. And so let's say I'm like the rest of the day I'm just like looking to see if I feel any different symptoms or things that would pop up as like that I'm going into labor. And no, nothing happened. I just felt like usual. And so, you know, I was still going through the cholestasis. I was itching and everything, so I went to sleep with my mom. The last 2 weeks of pregnancy I was sleeping with my mom because it just felt more comfortable. And you know, there's no better, I mean, I just love being with my mom. She was so nurturing. So that night I didn't feel anything until 2 a.m. So funny story is like I feel like something's about to come out, and I stick half of my feet out, and I'm like, oh my god, there's like water coming out. So I'm like, okay, my water broke at 2 a.m. So I'm like, okay, so maybe my like the membrane sweep did work. And I was telling my mom, I was like, oh my god, my water broke. So I'm like trying to like get out of bed, and it was so hilarious because half of me was on the bed and half was off. So I get up, I use the bathroom, see if I have any more water coming out, and no. So then I went to go take a shower because I just wanted to shower before I give birth. And as I was taking a shower, that's when my contractions had started. And it would come in like within 5 minutes of each other, and it gave me the feeling like I really needed to use the bathroom, like I needed to do a number 2. So after that, I was like, I took a shower, get dressed, grab my hospital bags and everything, and I'm like, Mom, I really have to do number 2. She's like, don't do number 2, that means baby wants to come out. So we drive to the hospital, and it's like 3 a.m. at this point. So we get checked in and all that, and I'm in like where they get you ready before they send you into the delivery room. And let's see, they told me I was 5 centimeters dilated, and I was like, dang, that was quick. So then when they get me all admitted, situated, and all my paperwork done, I'm in the delivery room, and I asked for like a bouncy ball so I could sit, because during my whole pregnancy I would just sit on a bouncy ball because that would help me feel better. I was sleeping on a bouncy ball too at times when I was very uncomfortable. And so I'd sit on the ball, I'd watch Housewives of Beverly Hills, and then I'd say like 5ish the pain was getting worse. 6, and at 6 o'clock I think I was like 8 centimeters dilated. I was 8 for like I'd say an hour, and then close by 7:30 ish I think that's when I started to deliver. and it was a bittersweet feeling because I was so ready to have my son out, but I was like, I don't know, I was stressed at the time also because I was just in so much pain and I really wanted to have my baby naturally with no meds. So I was like constantly rubbing on the railing of the bed. Like I was like, oh my god, I can't do this anymore. And so my mom and my cousin were there and they're just reassuring me the whole time. And then around 7:30ish, I think I was still like I was 9 centimeters dilated, so not much, but I just felt like I really had a poop. So I kind of just started pushing when my contractions started, and the nurse is like guiding me through it all, and they called the doctor. So their phones weren't working, so baby's head was kind of like crowned out a little bit, and I was like, I really gotta push him out. And they're like, just wait for the doctor just a little bit, he's about to be here because he should be there for when the baby's here. So I was like, I really gotta poop. Like, if he's not gonna be here, I'm gonna poop first. And they were so nice. They're like, look, if you're mad at him, we're gonna be mad at him too. We're gonna make him pay for it. So the nurses were awesome. And eventually the doctor got there. And so he delivered my baby. And that's when Vince was born. Vince is my son. And it was around 7:30 in the morning. And he came out to be 9 pounds and 22 inches. Sorry, mom brain. Like, it doesn't go away. Pregnancy brain, mom brain. And then, yeah, the first 24 hours was good. And he's a pretty chill baby. And I try to be calm during my whole pregnancy. He's pretty calm now. He only wakes up at like 12 a.m. or 3 a.m. and he's about to be 2 weeks old now, and motherhood has been such like a great feeling. I love it so much. I even told myself, like, I never think that I'd be a 20-year-old looking or shopping for baby car seats and strollers exciting. So yeah, he's doing good now. He's actually taking a nap, but I love motherhood so much and I wouldn't trade it for the world. And I'm so thankful for my family members who've always been there for me because it hasn't been an easy ride. And yeah, I love it and I don't regret anything. I wouldn't do anything different. I'm actually excited to raise my son and, you know, finish up with school. So I'm in my 3rd year of undergrad and I have 1 more year. Hopefully I can get my undergrad degree, my bachelor's next year, and then pursue med school and work on achieving my goals. But yeah, I'm glad that everything worked out okay. And you know what they say, it takes a village to raise a baby. So that was something that I found to be true. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, comments, feel free to comment down below. Thanks for watching.